Hello and welcome to BikeSocial. I'm Michael Mann, this is Tenerife, and I'm here with Honda at the European press riding launch of the CB500X. So this is the CB500X and its natural habitat, is that the right thing to say? It's certainly more off-road bias than the other two 500s in the range, the F and the R, but hey, look, it's a really competent little thing for an entry-level machine into this sort of what Honda referred to as the on-off-road category. This is good fun. I'm just using second gear for most of this. Nice wide rev range. Bit of torque down bottom of this X. Well, I have been impressed with this little machine on this section particularly. We knew we were coming. They told us, Honda had told us beforehand that they were going to be expecting some sort of a 4 kilometre stage of mainly hard compact, slightly dusty off-road section. I wasn't sure how competent the bike was going to be. I can't imagine many people in the UK will be buying this bike and doing this, but you know what, still a cracking little job. So the CB500X is part of the trio of new CBs from Honda that have lined up for 2019. What's new for the X this year primarily is its identity as more of a on-off-road bike, so giving it a bit more of an adventure feel, offering those with A2 licenses the ability to kind of get into Honda's off-road range, the intention being the upgrade to an NC750X or even up towards the Africa Twin. So it does have a degree of ability off-road as well, as we found out today on the press ride. So giving it much more of the adventure spec is the upgrade from a 17 to a 19-inch front wheel, which obviously helps with stability off-road as well. Now this is perfectly capable at doing the sort of the loose gravel section that we've been able to ride on today. The basics of the bike is that you don't have things like rider mode, so that's its limitations. However, it's A2 license friendly and it's designed as a bit of an entry level. In terms of that sort of that low capacity or mid capacity adventure style, it kind of fits in perhaps above the more budget Royal Enfield Himalayan, and then you've got the likes of KTM's 790 Duke, the Adventure, and the Tenerife 700 from Yamaha as well, which are slightly above it. But this is A2 restricted, so it's 46 and a bit horsepower or 35 kilowatts. And it makes that peak power up at about 8,500 RPM, which is right up towards the red line on the rev range. Now being a parallel twin, of course, it loves the revs, so you can use them all. The fuel mapping on this as opposed to the R is much lower, so you've got much more torque and a low to mid-range RPM focus on where that power comes in. It's really comfortable. The height of the bike has changed since the 2016 model. The overall bike, it's much taller, it gives you more ground clearance. That's primarily so you've got both front forks and the rear shock have got longer travel in them, and also the seat height is up from 810 to 830 mil. Gives you a nice commanding position, so if you are in town, it gives you ability to see above the traffic, and you know, it just makes you feel like you're on a proper adventure bike. So it's a really great starting point. New exhaust, got a twin exit, that's one of the key points for this year. New instrument panel as well. A bit tricky to see in the sunlight, but it's got all the things that you'd expect it to have, including now a new gear shift indicator. Throttle connection in towns from 0 to completely off to that sort of 1 or 2 degrees on. It's a little bit stiff, it's a little bit jerky for a newer rider to get used to. It's not a deal breaker as far as I'm concerned. £6,069 in the UK dealers right now, and I will have a full review for you at bikesocial.co.uk.